Good morning, everyone. Welcome from the John C. Campbell Folk School. So thank you so much for tuning in this morning. My name's Cara Wildman, and this is my first time out here. It's great to be in Brasstown finally and meet all the amazing people I've heard so much about. I'm happy to be teaching the bodhrán class this week and very happy to be collaborating with Dawn for morning song this morning. So I thought I just might give you guys a little bit of history about this instrument in case you're not familiar with it. So this is a drum that comes from Ireland. It's in the frame drum family, which means it only has one surface, one head, and the other side is open. And originally, the history of this instrument, it used to be used as a farming tool. So when the farmers would cut their grain, their wheat, or their oats, there's the grain part that you eat, but outside the seed, there's a little part that protects it called the chaff that you don't want to eat. It's tough and gross. So they would use this to sort of separate those parts of the seed. Beat their grains out on a blanket and then dump it all into something like this. Go outside on a windy day and kind of toss it up in the air. And the seeds would fall back down since they're heavier. The chaff would blow away, and then you could have the seeds to grind up for your flour or for your bread or whatever. So for a very long time, it was used just as a tool. And aside from that, it would be used a lot in some of the rituals. You might hear them called the Wren Boys or the mumming tradition. It's all sort of the same thing. And that would happen on December 26th or St. Bridget's Day, which is February 1st, I believe. So what would happen on those days is people in the town would dress up in these really funny straw hat sort of costumes, very bright costumes, and they would go around with things like the bodhrán and instruments and go to the neighbors' homes, sing and dance, and ask for some money. It would be traditional to give them some money, and then they would take that money and pool it, and you could have a party for your town or maybe give it for a charity, something like that. So since it would be played, walking from home to home, it would be played in a very sort of open manner. You wouldn't do much with the back of the skin. And a lot of the older musicians would use their hand when they played. That's less common now, but and I don't play that way very well. But from there, there was a great musician named Sean O'Rita who sort of brought this out of the ritual setting and into a more formalized concert setting. And the drum began to be played sitting down using a stick. And so beyond that, and all this happened very, very quickly. Everyone thinks this instrument is from the ancient mist of Ireland, but really it's only been around as an instrument for about 100 years. So the changes in both the instrument and the playing style have developed very, very quickly. One of those was another great bodhrán player named Joanie Ringo McDonough, who figured out that you could put your hand on and off the skin to get different sounds. So that was a really big, what's the word I'm looking for? Innovation, I guess, in the playing. So it's great to be here this week. Thanks for sharing this, and I'm going to turn it over to Dawn to talk a little bit about these great tunes that she is playing for us today.
Thanks, Cara. And Dawn is really tickled to have Cara playing with her because she usually does morning song alone, and very honored that I was asked to do this too. And what I'm going to do is use most of the pieces that I wrote. There are a couple of them in there. There are two in this group on the banjo that I did not. All these piano pieces I did recently in 21. And I also want to mention my class that's coming up in January at the end, and remind you that this is not about Irish music or piano or banjo. It's your genre, it's your instrument or no instrument, it's your voice. It's just joyful and creative, and we sure would like to see you there. So come join us. And as far as the pieces go, the Sleepless Reel is pretty self-explanatory. We all know what that feels like. Well, there's one reel here that I've turned into a hornpipe as of a couple of hours ago because it was unresolved since 2017, and I didn't like it for some reason. And I kept finishing it and changing it and fooling with it until Cara taught us the hornpipe rhythms. And I thought, what a shame that she can't demonstrate that. So just tried it out, and it's no longer unresolved, but it's the unresolved hornpipe. So it's changed. And everything else, you can understand my middle banjo tune of the three is the kestrel. It's one I wrote about the little bird of prey in Scotland. You've heard it before on the guitar, and I really wrote it for the banjo. So we're just going to enjoy ourselves, play for you as it comes. And the main thing this is going to demonstrate is how we haven't played together before, and Cara is having to adjust to my changes in tempo, my mood, my melody. She's here to back me more than I am thinking of myself as backing her. And it's just, it's a feel thing. And we do know that much about each other. We feel. So we're good. And whatever that means, we'll just have a good time beyond that.
Hope you enjoy it.
Hope you enjoy it. reason I played that middle tune twice is because I started it in actual real rhythm the way I've practiced it for the last 3 months. And so I asked her, can we do this over and actually turn it into a hornpipe? And now it's resolved. I can sleep. Habits are hard to break sometimes.
It's out of your way for the banjo.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So this first jig is Crinabad. It's a gathering of the boats. And Charmaine played it today. The old-time specialist played Irish very well. And then the middle tune is my kestrel. And the third tune is called The Reconciliation. Good. drone if you're in tune. That's worse. There it is. Can we do that that over? No.
You can if you want.
No, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I can edit it out.
Was it real obvious?
I didn't think it was bad.
I think I could play better this next time on it.
We can do it again if you want.
All right.
Let's do it again at the end.
Yeah, let's continue with where we're at, and then we'll do another take
Okay.
of this at the end.
All right.
Great.
Now, I'm going to sing my little tune, Bear in the Berries. I hope that's not worrying of you. And Cara's going to dance for you in Shano style. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bear in the berries and frost on the vines, cold wind that carries a voice through the pines. I watch for changes, for signals and signs as I go on through the seasons. Dilly-um-di-dee, dilly-um-dee-die as I go on through the seasons. Dilly-um-di-dee, dilly-um-dee-die as I go on through the seasons. Words, thoughts, and actions don't always align. Folks choose their factions and truth falls behind, leaving our children so much to define as they go on through the seasons. Diddly-um-di-dee, diddly-um-dee-die as they go on through the seasons. Diddly-um-di-dee, diddly-um-dee-die as they go on through the seasons. I know of ways to find peace and delight, sing through the days and dream music at night, keep to the creatures in coves where they hide as I go on through the seasons. Dilly-um-di-dee, dilly-um-dee-die as I go on through the seasons. Dilly-um-di-dee, dilly-um-dee-die as I go on through the seasons. Dilly-um-di-dee, dilly-um-dee-die as I go on through the seasons. Dilly-um-di-dee, dilly-um-dee-die as I go on through the seasons. Dilly-um-di-dee, dilly-um-dee-die as I go on through the seasons. Dilly-um-di-dee, dilly-um-dee-die as I go on through the seasons.
Thanks.
No words except thank you, Cara. It's been a great week with you, and thank you all for coming this morning. See you.